Now we're live. Alrighty. So, got a couple of things to talk about, but we're going to wait for Claire to get back and then we can go
I'm
forward.
here!
Oh, nope, you're still here. Okay, great.
I was here the whole time!
Was clearly not paying attention. But we got a couple of things to talk about. First, at the conclusion of last session, we had Oliver exit stage left, which means that, at least for the folks who are here, Aaron and Daryl, you both will be getting improvement points today.
Yay!
Now, I'm just going to pull
Huggers.
something up really quick. Why did I grab a pen when I already had a pen out? I don't know. Need to look here. Alrighty. Based on the fact that we've done 2 missions and you guys have not gotten any improvement points, I am going to say that you both earned 60 IP. Sorry, 65 IP.
Also, is this session gonna go the usual length?
Say that one more time?
Is this session gonna go
Yeah, it should be about
at its
2
usual
hours.
time length?
Should be about 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Let me know once you guys have that written down, so at least you have that 65 improvement points to your list. And
65?
65. 65 IP.
Woo!
And also make sure your guys' health is set to its maximum. There's going to be like a weak time jump here in a minute.
Yay!
And also, make sure that you add 300 eddies to your pool.
Oh my god, I have money!
Now, I do need to take a quick look at my notes here. And
300, you said?
And I would say that you guys are right around August 28th, just kind of towards the end of the month. Rent will be due, but we will get to that in a minute. Ouch, that was... got stuck in my shirt. That was not comfortable. Probably from a cactus, if I'm being honest.
Hey, that's where my brother's cat came from.
A cactus?
My brother and his fiance found their cat Delilah in a cactus one morning. And that's how they met her.
Okay. And
The
Aaron
cat
and
distribution
Daryl,
system.
can you give me the total amount of eddies that you both have right now?
250.
So 1,250 for you, Aaron, and
Yeah.
Daryl?
990.
Alrighty. And your guys' rents? For Daryl, let's start with you. What is your rent value?
How do I see that?
It should be listed right around near your eddies. Let me take a look for you. Your
Oh,
rent.
lifestyle rent, 600?
Yeah, 600.
Okay.
And Aaron, I believe yours is 1100, correct?
Container?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty. Cool. So, now you guys kind of have a couple of options. First of all, I'm going to generate a hustle for you guys for the next week, see how much you guys made in the interim besides running the mission. First, we're going to go with Aaron. Your hustle is... what rank are you as a med tech?
Rank 4 currently.
Add 150 eddies to your pool there. And Daryl, you are a lawman, correct? Yes, you are.
No, I'm a med tech. Yeah, I'm lawman. Rank 4.
Rank 4? You get 50 eddies. It was a very bad week, and it came directly out of your salary. It's been a bad week for you. First, your partner leaves, and then you get fucked over by your higher-ups.
Your partner might be dead.
Partner's unknown. Already. Now, let me...
Your car got repossessed. Your wife left you.
What is this? The
Took
start
kids.
I was never married.
Yeah,
What is
because your
this?
wife
This-
left you.
What is this? The start of a country song?
Claire, never married implies that I never had one to begin with. So get your facts
Well-
right.
Well, no, because she annulled the marriage. Which means the marriage was ever real valid in the first place.
Is this lore that I don't know about Nathaniel's character?
I'm joking.
Claire, it's my character. I get to make up as I please. So you know what you get to do?
Shut your fucking mouth!
Ew, he used it. He said he would. And he did. Ew.
What was that?
300
Soundboard.
eddies. What soundboard is that?
You'll never know.
Ooh.
We got them all out.
Huh?
Alright, continue.
Yeah, continue.
I'm very confused.
No, stop.
Okay. So you guys are kind of sitting flush, at least for the point of you can pay your rent. You can potentially also go get some items if you so chose. And for only
Can I rob a person?
We'll get to that. In terms of other things that are going on, your characters at least are, relatively speaking, healthy. So, we're going to start with you, Daryl. What do you want to do in the interim before we just get this mission kicked off?
Well, I don't
anything?
Hold on. I don't like where my wallet is at. So, you know what I want to do? I want to
No, that's why I'm
go...
asking. Okay.
Is my mic, like, delayed or something?
No,
No.
I was being annoying.
What the-
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, prick. I want to go to the slummiest of the slums, and I'm feeling like haggling a tweaker.
You want to haggle a tweaker. And what
Yes.
is it specifically that you are looking to get?
Money.
Money. So,
Do you have any drugs in your possession?
in terms of haggling, do you mean more shaking him down or actually trying
Yes.
to barter?
Yeah, I meant shakedown.
Okay.
Because if they're doing the
Okay.
fent bent, then they can't really do much. So, I mean, I could just slip my hand into their pocket and steal their wallet.
Can You know, the fact that that actually makes logical sense disturbs me greatly.
Nathaniel, you're really doing a good job at
Portraying the corrupt cop?
Portraying.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Yes.
To protect and serve.
More to protect and serve his own pockets, but you know what? They never said it.
Hey,
had to
Roz,
be
where does this
public.
take place again?
Uh,
Roz, where does this take place again in terms of actual America?
Morro Bay, California, in between Los Angeles and San Francisco.
That would make
just want
sense,
to know.
son.
Okay.
Alright, what do I gotta roll?
I'm thinking on that for a minute. Let me pull up a list of skill checks you can make. And you want to go to the slummiest part of the maze that you can get to safely.
Forget we're in the freaking maze. Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Less gangs, more druggies.
I don't think that's how that works.
Well, you don't know that. I could get lucky.
Well, if you want to go kind of to the front lines of where the NCPD and corporations control some parts of the maze and where gangs start to take over, that would be in Zone 2/Zone 3. You've been to Zone 2. It would probably be safer if you went to Zone 2, but if you went to Zone 3... the situation there is more dire, so I will let you make that decision as to how much you're willing to risk.
Zone 2, why not?
Okay, let me go ahead and roll a D100 here.
Oh boy.
And, let's see. Okay, just making sure this isn't... Nope, that is in fact that is a 93. Holy fuck, okay. Yeah, so you are... You're walking around, well, you're driving around Zone 2. And you come across a group of, shall we call them, vagrants. Two out of the four of them seem to be in some sort of drug-induced state. They are not really, shall we say, awake.
Okay.
The other two are awake and are currently pickpocketing the other two.
Okay. I'm gonna go down another block.
You're gonna go down another block?
Yeah. Keep scouting.
That is... Holy fuck, that's another 93. That is statistically improbable. But not impossible. Okay. Kind of a similar situation. 3 of them passed out. One of them is not really looking in your direction. He's currently arguing with a trash can.
Can
What makes you think these guys have money?
I don't know. I'm a bored cop. Can I roll perception to see if he bored out of his mind?
I don't think perception is quite correct for that. Go ahead and roll me human perception. That'll be under your
Human
social.
perception.
That'll be under your social skills.
Human perception. Ooh.
Yeah, you can see one of the people who looks like they're asleep is actively dead. The other 2 are actively sleeping, although shallow breaths, probably having taken a combination of drugs of the synthetic variety. The other one who's actively fighting, who's actively arguing with the trash can. Go ahead and give me a resist drug/torture check, just so that I can see your knowledge of different types of drugs. Or actually, wait, don't give me that.
Yeah.
Give me a, where is it? An education check, just a general education check under your education skills instead.
Oh, so education.
Yeah. So under your education tab, in the right-hand column,
Right.
there should just be a skill called education. Just go ahead and click that.
Oh, hi.
18. You can definitely tell that the other guy who's arguing with the trash can has definitely taken an upper. Probably some sort of steroid-induced bad reaction. He doesn't look particularly yoked, but you do have the idea that if he did punch you across the face, it would not feel great. Although he is now actively trying to fist fight a steel trash can.
Alright, I'm gonna take my chances. I'm gonna attempt to loot the
dead body or the 2 that are sleeping?
Dead one and the 2 sleepy guys.
Alright. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. Under your
Stealth
body.
check. Ew. Shoot.
Okay. As you walk up towards the 2 sleeping individuals, they don't wake up, but you step on a glass beer bottle, which unfortunately is in the exact shape of a long-forgotten Modelo glass bottle, and it breaks underfoot because it was already half shattered.
Did you say it was Modelo?
A Modelo, indeed.
How interesting.
The guy who was actually
Someone's got a nice
fighting a
taste.
fist can turns towards you, picks up the steel trash can, and is getting ready to toss it at you.
Can't, I'm gonna try and, duck.
Give me an evasion check.
That would be you and evasion. Wait. Oh. Ooh.
Yeah, no, the trash can, he tosses the trash can at you. If you want to, you can dodge it. If you want to grab it out of midair with a check of that height, that level, I will allow you to grab it out of midair. if you want to grab it and then
I'm gonna
toss
grab it. yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You step back, you reach up, and like divine, like. Have you ever seen the meme where the rock star gets chucked a beer from way off in the distance and he just reaches out and grabs it?
Yeah.
That's effectively what happens, except steel trash can hands right above you, perfectly satisfying. Would you like to toss it back at him?
Of course.
Okay, then I'm gonna need you to give me a... Let's see, what skill It's a specific skill that I need you to roll here.
Huh?
Actually, go ahead and give me a melee weapon check under your fighting skills. Alright, you are able to sling it right back. He is... Let's see if he can evade it. No, he unfortunately is not able to evade a steel trash can being flung towards his body, towards his head. Body. And it is going to absolutely body the fucker. And he's now sprawled out behind on the glass. You hear something like a limb snapping. It's probably his arm.
Cool. Real quick though, I need to see what my mom wants real quick. Back.
Alrighty. Alright, Claire, while we wait for him to come back, I will be working with you. What do you want to do?
I'm trying to look if I want, like, any... Because I have a feeling, given that this is becoming a pattern, this is going to be an actual regular thing. I want to see if there's any gear.
You want to buy some new gear?
I want to see if there's any. I don't think I'll get any because I don't have money.
Go ahead and give me your
I have money, but...
expert check. So under your education skills, where your home, towards the bottom there.
I know, I'm trying to find the... That's language, no. It says they don't have a local expert.
Well, that's...
Is Santo Domingo... Is Santo Domingo supposed to be the...
Santo Domingo
That's under language.
Is it under language?
That's under language.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was a mess up on my part. Here, let me edit that for you. Hold for 1 sec. And you're English, correct? That's your native tongue?
Yes. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be mainly the maze, right?
Yes. Go ahead and roll for that local expert check then. See if you know what's around. Out of 10, you could find a armor vendor. Yeah. Although the quality, I will let you know, is subpar.
How? I do have 7 out of 11 in stopping power on my body armor.
Yeah. They could repair that.
Could that help that? Okay,
they
and how
could
much?
repair that back to full. That would, you're using armor jack, correct?
Yes, light armor jack.
That's fairly common. Let me see. It's not below half stopping power. I would say it would cost you about
I'm back.
75 eddies to get both of your pieces repaired back to full.
What'd I miss?
It's only the light armor. It's only the body armor. The head is fine.
Oh, then that would be about 35 eddies.
Okay. So that's 6365. And then
Erin is currently trying to decide if repairing her armor is worth it. Back to you, Nathaniel.
oh no, I already repaired my armor.
Oh, then just remove.
I'm looking at other things.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Again, this is mainly an armor store, so you're seeing some poor quality other pieces of armor, but nothing that necessarily might be useful to you.
Okay.
But back to Daryl real quick. So, what do you want to do now?
So, okay. You got one dead guy, you got two sleepies, and another one I just knocked out.
At least with a broken arm, he's not getting up quickly. That's to say the least.
Okay. Alright. I will then... I'll go for the dead guy first. I'll loot through his belongings.
You find a meth pipe, 5 eddies, and 1 dime bag of Synthetica.
Trash. Alright, I'm taking the 5.
Okay.
And then I go to the next guy.
You find an illegal pistol that definitely has had its registration number filed off thoroughly. A vial of what can only be described as human fecal material mixed with blood. You have no idea why he has it. And you also find a broken agent that has clearly been stomped upon. You also find 1 singular Eddie credit chip.
Alright, give me that 1 Eddie. Trash. That's disgusting. Can I do a perception on the pistol?
Give me a weapons tech check.
Weapons tech check. That would be on there. Oh. Education?
It'll be under your techniques.
No, it'll be technique.
Right, that's what I thought. Where? Oh, weapons tech. Hi.
Damn!
You can't really
3
tell
10s in a row
other
from the
than
dice.
It's the bad pistol. It's worse than your service pistol.
Is that bad?
And let me phrase it like this. You look at the pistol, and it's worse than Jerry's service pistol. Which, if you remember, which you recall back to your days in the police academy, he was in one of the hazing rituals, had his pistol actually shat upon and covered in dirt. And this pistol is worse than that one.
What the fuck?
Don't sleep with somebody's wife. Blame it on Jerry.
Who's Jerry?
Someone from
Yeah, I'll sell this later.
You put this in your backstory?
Okay, go ahead. Let me add a weapon to your inventory. Give me 1 sec.
Money's money. What can I say?
Hold on, Daryl. Let me open up your character sheet. Let me get you that pistol set up for you. Oh, come on. Why is the character sheet not opening, you stupid thing, you? Roll 20. Eh? Roll 20. Low. Hold on, I need to reload the page, apparently. Because apparently I cannot access your character sheet at all. Alright, let's try opening yours now. Alright. Alright. Do you see the medium pistol now in your weapons category?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to just do some quick modifications to it. There you are. You now have 3 bullets.
Cool.
3 bullets left.
Okay,
would you like to meet the
so-
second guy?
Yes.
You don't find any eddies on him. You don't find an agent. All you find is a cracked crack pipe. And some syringes that have certainly been used already.
Garbage. Man, this guy had nothing. Alright.
Because you went to literally the poorest part.
Lost my train of thought. Okay. The freaking guy knocked out.
He is actively trying to get back up. You can tell as you walk towards him that one of his arms is very clearly broken.
Can I just give him a swift kick to the head?
Roll for grappling.
Grappling. That would be... What the heck is grappling?
Under your fighting skills. Brawling, sorry.
Oh, I was like, what the...
Yeah, you kick him in the head, it snaps his neck, he's dead.
Sweet. Alright. I rummaged through his pockets.
Steroid packet, steroid packet, steroid packet, steroid packet, steroid packet, 1 thing of speed, 3 eddies, and an IOU for some guy named Crackpot Joe.
Garbage. I don't know who this guy is. Garbage. And 3 eddies, you said?
3, yes.
Alright. That brings me up to... 29.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
It ain't much, but it's honest. Yeah.
I could just see Daryl standing up, dusting his hands up, and going, "It ain't much, but this is good police work. This is the Lord's work right here."
Don't utilize that man from that mean. He's a wholesome treasure. I think he's dead now. He was a wholesome treasure.
Past tense.
He
Much
died
like
like in
that guy that-
2020, I think.
Much like the guy who just got his neck beat in by a cop.
Yes, sir.
Are we talking reality or fiction?
Fiction here. Fiction here.
I'm
Not
joking.
reality.
I'm joking. I'm sorry.
Actually, the person who filmed that arrest in reality went to my significant other's high school.
Wait, I was kidding!
No, reality. That's inside reality.
I was joking!
No, it's just side commentary. What does that bring you to, my friend, in your total?
1049.
1049.
Wait, Roz, what did you say? Just say who went to whose high school?
Do you remember George Floyd? In all that went down?
Yes.
Which was
No,
up
no,
in Minneapolis. Ella, who is from Minneapolis.
Did you call her
One.
your girlfriend?
Significant other.
Oh, okay. I thought, for some reason, my brain thought you said fiance for a second, and my brain was like, what?
Don't worry,
Yeah.
I would tell you if that was the case. Unfortunately,
I was like,
there are
what the fuck?
There are actual active reasons as to why I'm not getting married yet. Although one of my coworkers,
Oh, no,
although one of my coworkers, who is just a year older than me, is currently pregnant with her first child. So there's that.
Nice.
The world works in mysterious ways. Daryl, is there anything else you want to do?
Nice. Anywho. I just was like, I had to be like, wait, did you say, huh?
No.
Anyway,
I'll take my chances at the first group. I'm going backwards.
The two people who were sleeping are still there. The two people who were pickpocketing them have left.
Ooh, alright, bet.
Do you go to the two people who are sleeping?
Yeah.
Upon
Yeah.
closer inspection, you see that one of them has since been shot in the head, probably by the pickpocketer, and signs of a struggle have occurred. The other person is very, very shallowly breathing, to the point that they might die soon. Do you want
no
to
time
just
like the
loot
present.
their body? Do you want to just
Yeah.
loot their
I was
bodies?
like, you should get them
You
to a
find
medic.
absolutely nothing on them. It appears the pickpocketers who were there just before really picked their pockets thoroughly.
Okay, quick question. Do I have latex gloves in my car?
I would say that that's likely. It's your specifically your patrol vehicle, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you would probably have latex gloves. Yeah.
Knowing a crackhead, I might have to get my hands dirty.
Oh, no! No! No!
Are you just to make sure that I'm
Claire.
just to make sure I'm clear on this? You are looking.
Well,
to do
no,
a-
because they would hide drugs there. And I don't want drugs, I want money. And of course I can't sell the drugs. Beep and all. Because freaking they'll sniff my hide from a mile
so
away.
you can't. So you can't sell drugs, but you can loot the bodies
So
and kill.
Because I don't want to
question-
get shot up, Claire.
the
Think.
the question here is, and this is, I'm just looking for clarification. Are you attempting to do a full cavity search?
The option's not off the table.
Okay. All right.
I'm just like... Okay, well, first and foremost, do these people have agents on them? And do they work?
No, their pockets have been picked clean. You don't see any cyberware that could be easily extracted from the body, not like a cyber arm or cyber leg. I mean, let me give a dice roll here to myself. The one who's asleep does have a cyber foot, but they are,
That's not helpful.
you know, not dead.
Mm. Yeah, nah, I'm gonna pass these guys. I'm gonna go down a couple more blocks.
Alright. We will get back to your search for money using the vagrants of Night City's population. Aaron, now that you have fixed your armor and things are looking good for you, is there anything else you want to do?
I think I'll just head by the clinic.
Alrighty, I'm going to need you
Back
to roll
to
for me a d10. Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I don't like where this is going.
Give me a perception check.
There's no escaping it. I can perceive the fears of God. And the voice are gonna mess you up. I rolled a 1, I rolled a 1.
Fuck. Yeah. Okay. Now give me a basic tech check.
My voice are engaged.
Go roll for it. Let's see here. Let's see.
I'm
what
trying to
happens.
figure out tech. I can't find the tech.
It's under technique, basic tech. It'll be up towards the top.
I know. There it is. 21.
Okay, deduction. Under your education skills.
I know where the deduction is. But thank you.
That's an ouch, followed by another youch, and followed by an extra, especially big youch. Okay.
But what if it was a 21?
That 21 is the only one that would even give you minor subsidies back in this regard. Okay.
I was
Do
just
you
going back to my
enter
clinic.
in-
What happened?
Do you enter in through the main front door, or do you enter in through the back door?
The fact that you're giving me an option is not good.
Well, it depends on how bad this situation is for somebody else, not you. At least not immediately you. Which door
I
do you
go through
take?
the back door.
All
Back
right.
door.
You enter in
I
through
imagine
the
I
back
always-
of the clinic. Everything seems fine. And then you hear the frantic swearing of Killian going, fuck, 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 fucking, fuck.
Is this the first time I ever heard it? I feel like if Killian is swearing, that's bad. That means something has gone to shit.
I mean, you've heard Killian swear before. Usually.
Killian? Everything okay?
You just hear her swear even louder. Motherfucker! As you come around the corner of the back hallway into kind of the more, well, shall we say, back supply closet, you find Killian in what can only be described as well, it's going to be easier to describe in terms of a cat. You know when a cat has done something and then
Yes.
chaos erupts around in the same room?
Yes.
That's kind of the scene that you see here. There is currently an IV bag that has hit the ground and completely splattered everywhere, surgical tubing wrapping around Killian's neck, and a needle that for some reason was not capped correctly, currently sticking out of the top of her shoulder up like this.
Oh! Do I see anything else that could indicate what the fuck is happening?
Human perception check?
You got it. Will this be social? Actually, yeah, those.
That would be social, yes.
14.
All point signs indicate to Killian trying to get something from a higher shelf than she is actually tall. And something happening, and then everything came crashing down around her. Although the needle itself, not explained.
Killian, you got something in your shoulder there. What's going on?
She goes, great, astute observation, and sighs. She carefully reaches up to her shoulder and pulls the needle out. It didn't actually break through any, skin. It got caught in, basically the lab coat that she was wearing. She goes...
Yeah, basically it was just dangling.
Just go deal with him. And she points towards the main clinic area.
Okay. Do you need any help getting there? Getting with that up there?
She's just just go deal with him. I'll deal with this.
Okay.
You
I go see what...
head out into the main clinic area, and you see a guy on a cot, on one of the medical examination cots. Beds, whatever you want to fucking call them. And nothing immediately to you stands out. I would recommend that if you have a medical scanner, you use it, or you at least make a check somewhere in the first aid and or medical side of things. You can choose the skill.
Okay. I actually don't. Do I have a med scanner?
It would be in your gear if you have one.
I have a med bag.
You probably don't have one.
Would there be a med? I am now saving up for a med scanner. Okay then. Medicine check, here we go. Or what is it?
Really just, any medical skill check you want to do. First aid, surgery,
Okay, medical.
paramedic, doesn't matter.
Medical tech?
Could go with that too, yeah.
That's the one I have highest in.
Yeah, so you're able to tell that this guy, based on, taking some vital signs, using some of the, not med scanner technology in your med tech bag, you are able to figure out that, this guy is not only drunk, he is high, he has certainly been injured, his fists are both bloodied, and currently not bandaged. Although they have scabbed over, so not necessarily recently. And as far as you can tell, he is also suffering from great dehydration.
Bad trip, buddy?
He doesn't say anything. He just moans in a response back. More growls in
Alright,
response back.
So I think the most pressing one is the dehydration, I'm assuming.
That is going to kill him the fastest, yes.
Yeah. So okay. Are they located in this supply closet?
Yes, they are.
Okay, I go back in the supply closet.
Killian
And I'm like,
is still wrapped in surgical cord, but has now been able to get the majority of it off of her.
Can I help her with like the last few things?
Sure. First of all, you never described this. Are you taller or shorter than Killian?
I am shorter than her. I think we discussed it before, but I am shorter than Killian.
Alright. You see the IV bags that have still been packaged on one of the upper shelves. It is out of reach for you.
I climb the shelves. You know that one like meme of like, you know that one thing of like, no, we live. What do you fear about? We live in fear of short people. We live in fear every day because they will do almost dangerous stuff instead of ask for help or something like that to get to the thing. That's Erin. She climbs the shelves.
Okay. Give me an athletics check. Under body.
17!
Okay. And how rickety is this shelf?
I mean,
I didn't know I'd have to make a stat block for a shelf. Good God. Okay.
I imagine it
moment.
still stays up. It still stands. Come on.
Yeah. It shakes, but it stays. Barely.
It's like I like know exactly where to stand, where the softest the points are and stuff, and where everything is. And
You
stuff.
are able to
I am
successfully
definitely
retrieve an IV bag without having it fall onto the floor. Surgical tubing is to your right. Do you also grab that while you're up there?
Yes.
Okay. You get down. Is there anything you want to say to Killian, or do you do this in complete silence?
I'm trying to think of what to say. I'm like, well, I just look at her and like, I imagine like she has this tired grin of saying that would usually come by with, Erin, don't do the thing, and Erin does the thing.
Don't
And
climb
then
the shelf. She'll respond with, Erin, what have we talked about? Climbing the shelves.
That it will only be in danger to my safety, and it only costs us more money because of property damage, but also my own.
She says, you know what? Today, I don't care. Just please deal with him.
Got it. Take a breather.
And she just sighs as she gets the last of the surgical tubing, like, untangled from her body. And she then walks towards the back office. And you hear in the distance, as you start setting the IV up for this guy, a door slamming. Now,
Don't worry.
The guy who's there is just not really with it, so doesn't notice anything.
I just like say, don't worry, it's not you. Well, maybe, but she'll be fine. As I start to put the thing in.
Alright, we'll get back to this in a minute. Daryl, you said you wanted to go down a few more blocks and look for more vagrants?
Yeah.
I would say, how long do you want to search for? In terms of, like, hours or minutes. Because there is something
I'll look
that
for
is
one more
going
group
on
and then
that is time dependent here. So something is going to happen once you guys make it past a certain time of in-game time. So you have until then.
Yeah, I think I'll go for one more group and then call it.
You hop back in your patrol car and you start patrolling. I will need to take a look at one real quick encounter table. Hold for 1 sec. I need to roll a D100. Okay. You actually come upon another Night City patrol. See 2 other cop cars. Do you want to pull up next to them and stop, or keep doing your thing?
Yeah, I'll pull up next to them. I'll roll down my window and be like, "What's up, boys? How you doing? What are you doing out here?"
You see there are 4 cops, 2 per patrol car, and they're drinking coffee. They just mentioned that they were, just doing standard patrol stuff and were bored out of their minds, so they're stopping and taking a coffee break.
Okay. I will let them carry on their business and continue with my business.
All right. You wave to them, they wave back. They basically say, good luck on patrol. And you go another, I'd say, 5 blocks. And you come to this alleyway. And in the alleyway, there is one vagrant beating the shit out of another vagrant. You don't know what's going on, at least as you walk up. Or you could stay in your car and just pass them by.
Can I do a human perception check on the dude beating up the dude?
I would say this is going to be more of a perception check rather than human perception in this case, but yes, go ahead.
Roger. Awareness?
It looks to you like some sort of turf scuffle. Somebody beat somebody up who wasn't supposed to be beaten up. And so this is the logical revenge of the situation.
I'm gonna make this interesting. I'll walk up to get out of my car, approach the dude, and be like, gentlemen, what's going on over here?
The person who is being beat up upon doesn't say anything and just kind of stays on the ground, kind of covering his head and neck. The other guy turns around and says, "What the fuck is it to you, you goddamn pig?" And he starts to reach around to grab something.
Wow, pig, how original. Listen, I was just passing by and just wanted to see what was up. Don't need to get hostile. I'm just wondering what's going on. So, like I said, what's going on over here? Like, what did that guy do to deserve a pummeling?
So, he says, the guy who was beating up the other guy says, "Beat it, I care not to say," and he starts to pull a knife out of his back pocket.
Well,
He is going
as
to
with
try
any,
and hold on for 1 sec. Let me see if this skill does exist. Hold for 1 sec. He is going to roll a check against you. Let me see if I can find it. Alright, let's go ahead and roll this. He is going to roll basically a conversation check against you to intimidate you into leaving. That'll be a 13. Go ahead and give me a conversation check as well to see if you are intimidated or not.
Oh my god. Shiver me timbers.
You start shaking in your boots, my friend. You notice he is far bigger than you. And you have the distinct impression that he might be able to snap you like a twig.
Alright, well, I'm backing out of this. You know what? Sure, you carry on, and, yeah, have a good day. And I'll just make a beeline to the car.
Yeah, you back out, you don't get into a fight. And you hear, as you're walking out, you hear the distinct, snapping of 2 leg bones and the scream of the guy. And then you hear, something being cut into, shall I say. I will leave your mind for that imagination. Once you get into your car, a little shaken, you think to yourself, I think that's enough Vigrants for today. And start heading back towards HQ. We're gonna hop back to Claire, and then we will actually get into all this. Was there anything else you wanted to do, Aaron?
I guess I check in on Killian, see how she's doing.
All right. Go ahead and give me a human perception. Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
Actually, I text Constance and make sure she's not dead.
Constance reads the text, but does not reply, and leaves you on red.
I say, I say, love you too, and then put my phone away.
About 3 hours later, I'll let you know this. 3 hours later, in game time, you're going to receive a thumbs up reply to that second one.
She really does care. And then I go check in on Killian.
Go ahead and give me a human perception check.
I'm great at these.
Well, luckily, you actually passed that one. It wasn't a hard check. Technically, your theoretical maximum for that would be a 26 if you rolled good. And I mean better than a 3. You can tell that based on her body language, you get the distinct impression that she feels more embarrassed by the situation than anything else.
Okay. I kind of walk over to the desk and I'm like, Hey, we all have our off days. I mean, you've seen my fair share of them.
She isn't really willing to respond back. She's kind of.
Would you like me to get you a mock?
Sorry, go ahead.
Continue.
She isn't really willing to respond directly. She kind of just like puts her head in her hands and is just kind of like this, just like
questioning why did she go into the medical field.
She's kind of sitting
That
like
kind of
this,
thing.
more not questioning why did she ever get into the medical field, more questioning why me, why today. It's like, why me?
You want
to
me
the
to-
universe?
You want me to go down around Bodega and get you a what was her favorite? A macchiato?
She does like a macchiato, yes. She just kind of.
You want?
You aren't able to see from this perspective, but she smirks a little and just nods. And still in hands. Just like, why? Why does the universe hate me?
I give her like a comforting squeeze on her shoulder, and then I leave, and then I go, and then I make sure the patient's not dead.
Patient's not dead. Yeah, you can go get the macchiato, and you will make it back just fine.
Yeah.
Alright, I think we're gonna cut that scene there, then. We're gonna go back to Daryl, who's on his way to HQ. Nathaniel, you back? Daryl, my boy, Daryl. Unfortunately, I can't start the next mission without him.
Nathaniel!
Yup. Alrighty.
What's the medical gear meme? Isn't like someone like screaming snake? Snake?
Huh?
I thought there was like a meme or something from like a Metal Gear game where like if you die a snake, the guy goes like snake, snake, snake.
Yeah.
Snake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm getting into Metal Gear. They're great games. Plus, Death Stranding 2 is coming out, and I want to play the first one. So, how you been?
I'm good.
That's good, good.
Chilling out.
I had D&D last night. We're doing a Skyrim campaign.
Nice.
Tamriel campaign. I'm playing a Khajiit, but it's like a different kind of Khajiit. Do you know Skyrim?
Yeah, I do.
I'm playing an elfic Khajiit, so basically a house cat who can talk.
Yep, I know. Let me see here.
And his name is Bash, and I love him. He has also been in jail for.
1 second. I need to check something.
Oh no.
Did anyone die yet?
Well,
No.
we had to wait for you
Oh,
for
man.
somebody to die, actually.
Ooh.
Alrighty. Is Lee here as well, still?
Yes.
Alrighty. I'm gonna want you to just be around because this will actually give you some information that you would want to know about as a media, specifically for the story you're trying to write.
No.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll be here. I'll be here.
I'm just gonna let you know, Lee, that your character knows way more about this than the other two here. So, anything that these two discover, you would have already known by about 3 weeks.
Okay, I'm totally not gonna just like use that.
Alrighty. Going over here to our good friend Daryl.
Hi.
You make it back to HQ, and you are again called into your boss's office, and he asks you to sit down. Is there anything you'd like to say?
I sense tension in the room. Is there anything all right, sir?
He goes, you got a good eye for these kinds of things, but it's not an issue per se, but we got some reasons to believe that a case we considered cold is a lot hotter than we want to let people know about.
What case may that be?
Go, and he hands you a case file, and it's literally just a number. It's case file 314.7.73. That is specifically this. I will message you the case file number in case you ever want to reference it as a role player. One sec. I did not mean to send that. 0.7. There. That's the case file number. And I just direct messaged it to you.
Yeah. Freaking, I just got called for something. 1 second.
Alrighty. Excuse me.
That's you.
Oh, good. Ugh. Also, Claire, I do have to remind you, I will have to talk to you after the session for a little bit, about some things that you would know about Killian,
Okay.
but that you don't bring up. These are sensitive subjects. Just letting you know.
Like her parents?
No.
Okay.
More stuff that has happened.
Wait, does she have an
past.
actual... Aaron's like, wait, you have parents? We have...
Well, yeah, she does, but,
I'm joking.
well, actually, I can just bury the lead now. She was...
You don't need to do that if you
No, it's all
want.
good. I don't care if Lee hears or not. It really doesn't affect much, but more backstory. She, in one of the fire fights that you guys were a part of, being in trauma team, she got burned really badly.
Okay.
And she has had reconstructive surgery on about 40% of her body due to the burns sustained. It's not something she likes to bring up, and you would have seen what it's like when those memories resurface.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and you would also know this, you were the cause of that.
What?
Not intentionally.
Not. Why do you do this to me? Why am I?
Well, you didn't. The upshot is you didn't. You guys were going into a hot zone to extract a corporate patient. You did not expect that the people who were attacking the corporate
All right, I'm
agent
alive.
who was a part of the who had the trauma team gold package to fire a rocket launcher at your AV4. You
Oh, so she
were unconscious. Killian was knocked out of the AV4, and luckily was not immediately burned. You were still in the flaming wreckage. She went in for you and
so it's
suffered
not-
the consequences.
So it's not like she would blame me, but I would blame myself.
Mm-hmm. There we are.
Oh, so yeah, okay, yeah, no, that, because we all know that would happen, yeah. So it's like, oh no, it's and Aaron, meanwhile.
Regardless, back to Nathaniel. You are given the file. He said, your boss, I'm blanking on his name right now. Where is he in the very, very long list of NPCs that I have here? And no,
Lockett?
it's not Samuel Lockett.
Oh.
It is... I have it somewhere here. Hold on. Regardless, fuck it. I don't care enough to look super, super detailed here. Oh, no. Sergeant Cole. Sergeant Cole.
Oh.
He basically looks at you and goes, it would be best if you took this file and before opening it, you found a private office or one of the interrogation rooms. Or, hell, better yet, take it out to your car and look at it where no one else can see it. This is not supposed to be known even within the department. Also, I highly recommend that while you investigate this, you get someone who has some sort of medical experience and make sure that they are not affiliated with the NCPD. We can't let this get back to us.
Medical experience, you said.
Okay then. Okay. Yeah.
What would you like to do with the file?
I will make my way to my car and look at it.
So, when you get into your car and you open the file, it's an actual paper file. This is paper files, as you as an NCPD member would know, are only reserved for cases that later have to be burned or the evidence scrubbed for whatever reasons. This is definitely something that the higher-ups of NCPD don't want getting out. In the file, you see a very large black stamp. So basically there's a manila envelope on top of everything that is plain and unknown, and inside is the actual file, and there's a large stamp that says closed. It's in big, bold, black, fonted letters, indicating that this is for sure a closed case. And when you open it, you see a series of logs and the image of a very brutal suicide. We're talking blood, brains everywhere. It was, at least as far as you can tell on first glance, self-inflicted. There isn't really any reason to classify it as something it isn't. And when you are looking at it, the name of the person who committed this unfortunate act is named Jacqueline Wells. Not related to Jackie Wells in Cyberpunk 2077. Let me make that blatantly clear. I did not recognize that the last name was related or that Jacqueline Wells was even similar to Jackie until just now.
You know, it's okay, Ross, I totally wasn't thinking about Jackie Wells. Totally not.
Yep. In the file, it documents the last few days before she iced herself. And the file includes some very erratic behavior that definitely seems, and go ahead and give me a deduction check real fast.
That would be under you, question mark? Yes.
It doesn't just seem, it is very clearly erratic behavior that is not consistent with what else is in the log about her daily habits. You do also find that she was a mid-level corporate executive for a specific company that has been redacted from the file, but that they were working on something, and then they were, quote unquote, corporate restructuring happened. And then Jacqueline Wells was put under protective surveillance for 4 weeks. And then all of a sudden that protective surveillance stopped and she killed herself 3 days later. The last known address is a place up in the Promenade, which is where you currently are located at the NCPD headquarters. But the building also caught fire from an electrical short about a week into the investigation. The original investigation, which would have happened about 6 months ago. Since then, that building has been repaired, and any crime scene evidence would have been long dealt with. So there isn't really a scene to investigate anymore. There is also a note, well, not a note in the file, but there is an audio link. It's effectively in the NCPD for sensitive information that you need to have like an audio link or some sort of copy, but they want to keep it physical. They only write the physical address on the pieces of paper, and you are given one of those. And there is finally a note that says, and it's from Sergeant Cole, that he will get to you with the with somebody who is trying to bring this case back to life with new evidence found that was from a separate group. Is there anything you would like to do?
What to do? Okay, so you said her place is nearby?
Yes, but there was a fire that happened at that same place after this incident, so there really isn't a scene to investigate anymore.
Right.
However, you could go back if you really wanted.
And this is an apartment, right?
It's a corporate apartment. Think luxury apartments, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll still do some investigations.
All right. So when you get over to the apartment complex, you talk with the front desk assistant and then one of the leasing managers, and they allow you to go up to her room on the 4th floor. And you get into this room, and you can definitely tell that it's been repaired. Like, there's really no sign of fire damage. There's really no sign of anything. However, when comparing the room layouts to the images you have in the file, you can definitely tell this is the same place.
Okay. Well, first, I will ask, how many, how many other rooms are there on this floor?
On this floor, there are 6 other rooms. However, the rooms are spaced fairly far apart, and the walls are thick enough that you can't hear anything going on in any of the surrounding rooms above and below you. You can't hear. In terms of if you restructure the scene in your head, she died right next to what, at least from the new room you see, is a data connection relay point.
Well, I'm gonna knock on some doors and ask some questions.
Alright, you go to the neighbor on that's just across the hall. What do you want to ask him?
Is it a guy?
Middle-aged woman, late 30s, early 40s. Definitely an executive of some kind. Working from home, kind of annoyed that you interrupted her meeting.
Okay. Hello, ma'am. Sorry for the interruption. My name is Officer Daryl Thompson, and I'm just doing an investigation in this apartment complex on this floor. What can you tell me about what was her name? Oh yeah, Jessica Wells.
Jacqueline Wells.
What can you tell me about Jacqueline Wells? She lived right across the street from you, or in this apartment over here.
She goes, "That bitch got what she deserved." I don't know what she was doing.
Mind telling me why she is considered?
And she goes, "I don't know what she was doing, but I'm glad, at least, that her husband is left alone. Because the fucking group he worked for, I'm glad that he suffered. And you know what? Because he was working for them, she deserves to get what she got. Hell, if she wasn't iced by herself, I may have iced her my own self."
Ma'am, you mind telling me what group the husband was working for?
And she goes, oh, God, just the stupidest AI developer in the promenade. And she hands you she basically really quickly grabs like a sticky note, writes on it, and hands it to you. It is the Doublethink Corporation. They are kind of, knowing your NCPD background, you would know that they have corporate ties into AI development, kind of research and development. They're a little shady in some respects. They aren't necessarily forthcoming in some regards. But they also have had some success with medical AI before, in the past. However, based on your deduction check that you gave me earlier, you would also know that Jacqueline Wells didn't work for that corporation. Her husband did, but not her.
And ma'am, real quick, has both parties had conflicts personally with each other?
And she goes, in terms of the husband and his wife, no, they didn't really have too many, as far as I remember, arguments. They seemed pretty happy.
Okay. How long have you been in this complex compared to them?
She says, I moved in after they moved in, but we've both been here, well, before the incident, for about 2-3 years, something like that.
I'm writing this down, 2 or 3 years. Okay. Alright, that is good enough for now. Again, sorry for wasting your time. If I have any more questions, if you have any other information, here's my card. My phone number's right there. You can to my personal cell phone. If you have any more information, give me a call. That's about it. Again, sorry for wasting your time. You have a good day, ma'am.
She closes the door as you step away. And you hear very faintly through the door something about corporate sales for the quarter going on in the background.
Alright, I will go to the next door.
Alrighty. You knock on the next door and nobody answers.
I knock on it again.
Still no answer.
I'll just, what is it? I will, in a, upper tone, excuse me, this is Officer Daryl Thompson. I would like to ask a few questions if anyone is home.
Still silence. If you put your ear up to the door, you don't really hear anything going on. You hear what sounds like an AC unit that's on, but there doesn't sound like any inhabitants in that apartment.
Alright, no one's home. Next door.
You go through and you find that out of the other available neighbors that are next door to or right next door, you had the person who was just across the way and then the neighbor who was on the left. Everyone else in the on at least this floor of the apartment complex isn't in their house right now. And that does make sense. It is about noon, and the corporations in the promenade have been working for a while, so most people are out doing corporate work at their offices. The neighbor to the left is kind of a, I would say like a middle-aged guy in his 40s, maybe early 50s. He looks really tired, and he yawns when he's talking to you. When he opens the door, saying, "What do you need?"
Okay. Hello, sir. My name is Officer Daryl Thompson. I'd like to ask you a few questions about, how many doors down would she be?
It's literally the next door, just to the left. So if you
next door,
imagine,
okay.
like, there are 3 doors on this side, 3 doors on the other
right,
side.
Right.
The one that was directly across had the person who was in a meeting, and the one that's to the left of her, the apartment in question, also has somebody there. All the other ones are vacant currently.
Yes, I'd like to ask you a few questions about your neighbor, Jacqueline.
He goes, and he yawns again. Oh, wasn't she the one who committed suicide a few months back? Honestly, man,
yes, that would be her.
Didn't really interact with her all that much. I thought the cops already did their investigation.
This is just a follow-up investigation. Yeah, I was just sent out here to just ask your neighbors some questions. Any new potential leads would be very helpful.
And he kind of like rubs at his eyes to try and wake up a little more. It's obvious he does a night shift. He goes, well, nothing else besides what I already told the cops the last time they went by. I didn't really interact with Jacqueline. I didn't really interact with her husband either. They were all around very quiet individuals. I like to keep to myself, and they kept to themselves, so we got along just fine. And the night in question, I did hear something going on, but it didn't seem like it was between Jacqueline and her husband. Mind you, it's really sad that she iced herself, but you know, in the Night City, what else do you expect?
The noise in question sound of a fight breaking out or something.
And he shakes his head and goes, no, it sounded more like an argument or something. But I couldn't hear whoever Jacqueline was arguing with. It wasn't... I can't remember
It didn't,
the name.
and the other voice didn't sound like her husband?
No. The reason I know it wasn't her husband is... Her husband was out. And he was the one who came back, because I heard him scream when he opened the door as I was getting ready to leave for the night for a night shift. I even came out and saw him standing in the doorway. He had dropped, I think it was a tablet, may have been an agent. I remember he dropped something, but honestly, I can't remember what. He looked horrified, to say the least.
Okay. Well, alright, this is good information, here, I'm gonna give you my card with my phone number on it. If you have any other leads, pops in your head, give me a call. This is my personal phone number, and just give me a call if you have any other information. It'd be very appreciated. I'll let you go. I'll go get some sleep. Sorry for bugging you.
Yeah, he goes, all right, have a good rest of your day. And he closes the door, and you hear what can only be described as something flopping onto a bed.
Bro is out
Is
of
there
it.
anything else you would like to do? Otherwise, I'm going to hop back to Erin for just a couple minutes before she has to go at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, my investigation's done.
Alrighty. Erin, you still with us?
Yes.
Alrighty. Don't think I left you out. So, first of all, Daryl, would you get in contact with Erin because of the medical nature of this?
Sure.
Alright. So, Erin, you are given some information on Jacqueline Wells, and specifically, you are drawn to the behavioral, flags there. Also, by the way, Daryl, you are now going to be messaged by a N54 news correspondent. No, not Lee. Lee, you will have your grand entrance soon. But the N54 news contact is the one who's bringing all this investigation back up due to some other corporate shenanigans, shall we say. When you are given kind of the medical documentation, Claire, which does include a digital file, I want you to go ahead and give me a medical tech check, if you can do that for me.
I very well can.
That is an
18.
You will find everything that there is to find here. In this medical file, which was a data implant embedded kind of right here in the back, kind of near her, Jacqueline's brainstem, so you're getting all of the vitals and brain activity. You can very clearly tell that the brain activity is consistent with an argument with a person ahead of her committing suicide. You also have evidence of some sort of... Can you give me a cyberware check, actually? Real quick?
Is that cyber-tech?
Cyber-tech, yeah.
Oh, I'm not so good at this. 14!
Not bad. You would have only needed to break a 9 for this to work. You also see some sort of, at least cybernetically, something is going wrong with the cybernetics in the lead up to the moment when she ices herself. And you can very clearly tell once she commits suicide because all signals immediately stop functioning and a trauma team signal is sent out at the same time. But you definitely... There was something wrong with the cybernetics in lead up to this. You don't know enough to know what would be causing this, but definitely something is wrong. And you also, from the brain signals and the vitals, you can tell she was put into a heightened state of basically fight or flight. Something scared her, and something was scaring her bad enough that, based on the signals that her internal cybernetics were giving her back, if it wasn't for her internal cybernetics, her heart would have stopped due to the adrenaline amount that was in her bloodstream at the time.
How... Because I know we talked about that. Killian would be more into the cyber-aware side of, medtech, I think. I don't know if you kept that or not.
Yeah.
How risky would it be if I asked her for her opinion on this?
An opinion is an opinion, but really, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So that would be a decision you would have to make.
Okay, I'll keep this to myself for now.
All right. Is there anything you want to do? Do you want to try and crack some of the cyberware stuff, or dig deeper?
Yeah. I want to try and crack some cyber stuff.
All right. Let me see what the difficulty is based on that 14 that you had. All right. You are lucky. The dice gods are actually in favor of you guys today.
Yeah.
You're able to crack it. There is a... She also had a cyber audio implant that was kind of near this mental, basically duplication implant for health monitoring. You'd be very familiar with the health monitoring implant that you've been using, as with your experience in Trauma Team. But you look into the audio, and there is one partial audio clip that is left, effectively. And you have kind of two corrupted files that you can work with, both of which are not going to give a full picture of the situation. But the first audio file is the true audio, just what external audio, and you can hear Jacqueline arguing with nothing. It's silent on the other end. You're not getting whatever or whoever is responding. You're not hearing that in this clear feed. And the statement basically indicates that there is... Jacqueline says this, and this really disturbs you. Why are you hurting me? I never meant to cause harm. Why are you hurting me?
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. I can't find my pencil, damn it!
And you have no idea whether that's to someone in the room, because there's no, like, room audio that you're hearing, or whether it's to an internal, like a trauma response, because a lot of these same signs that you're seeing could also indicate like a PTSD reaction, where someone is having like memory flashbacks and is grappling with ghosts of their past, if you will.
Okay, so she says, why are you hurting me?
Why are you hurting me? I never meant to hurt you. And I never did anything to you. Why are you hurting me?
Okay, 1 second. You. Hurt you. I never did hurt you?
Yeah. And this is all from Jacqueline's voice. This is not anyone else. You also have, in terms of that same audio, you also have another snippet that is dated just before she ices herself. And Jacqueline says, "Get out of my head!" And then you hear, and then all vital signs immediately cut from that point. Your immediate medical diagnosis, if you want to give, can you give me a deduction check once you've written that? And I'll give you what your immediate medical diagnosis of this is. With a deduction of 7, yeah, so your immediate first thought as to what this is some sort of PTSD mental break. Some sort of mental breakdown to the point that it just spiraled out of control, which unfortunately drove her to committing suicide. And when we get back next, let me see when our next session is. Hold for 1 second. I need to pull up my calendar. We will get to that other audio file, and my friend Lee, would you like to play two? Would you like to play one NPC and your new character next session?
Okay.
I wouldn't mind help with one of my NPCs that's coming up.
Don't worry, I got you. I got a ton of voices. I got Kermit the Frog.
Okay.
I got Emperor Palpatine. I got other stuff.
Alright, so this coming weekend, so Saturday the 21st and Sunday the 22nd, I already know for a fact that I cannot do a session because I've already had some things planned there for a few months now. Would you guys want to meet on Monday the 23rd for our next session?
I can do that, I think.
If we need to move the time back a little, that would also work. I know you guys get off work kind of around that same time. Daryl, Nathaniel, and Lee.
Yeah, it works for me.
Nathaniel, how does that work out for you?
Nathaniel?
He may have stepped out for a moment.
Okay.
Okay. Try not to freak out, you guys, but I think he's dead.
Maybe he got consumed by the ghost. I mean, the title is apt, by the way, once you figure out what the title actually means.
Mhm.
I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. I don't want to go. I'm going to go anyway, but I don't want to go. I hate dentists, man.
Me too.
Where the... There's... Alright. Well, I did that note.
Okay. I have to go, but
Alrighty.
this was fun, guys.
I guess I'll just put it in a message that our next session is going to be June 23rd for everybody in the general chat. So it'll be a week from tomorrow, and then the next Cyberpunk will be that Saturday. So we're going to be off of Sunday for a couple weeks, but once we're back into July, things should be going normally from then in. Other than that, I'm going to turn off